This is the Dread Incarnon. I'm ranking it as the 8th strongest Incarnon Primary, under the Mitre and above the Paris. This is the first Incarnon Primary to be a true S tier only weapon, meaning I'm only really going to use it with a proper Warframe synergy. The Incarnon form has infinite body punch through just like the Nataruk, with essentially the same stats as the base Dread. But obviously with the different upgrades it can easily clear entire hallways in one shot. I'm also pretty sure this is the girthiest of the Nataruk style bow shots, but that's hard to confirm. Incarnons will always suck a little bit because I have to constantly keep charging. Thankfully the Dread is a special case where each arrow seems to charge more of the gauge than the Latron or the Burstin. But obviously when you compare this projectile to a bouncing AoE like the Latron, this one is going to be worse. For the first upgrade I chose Stalker's Resentment, but honestly I doubt I'll ever have all 3 Stalker weapons equipped. I'm mostly just doing it because it feels right. For the second utility upgrade, I chose Swift Deliverance for bonus projectile speed. It might only make a slight difference, but it's still the best choice for these weapons. And for the last and most important upgrade, I chose Zeroed In for an extra crit damage multiplier. This should be a pretty obvious choice for everyone as you almost get a 9 times bonus. As per usual, the build doesn't stray too far from the classics you've seen before. Hunter munitions can really help maximize DPS on trash mobs, or even Eximus and mini-bosses. I'm using Vigilante armaments and primed cryo rounds to maximize the number of shots and the raw damage of each shot to buff the slash procs. As with basically every primary weapon, I'm using Primary Merciless. This leans into the one-shot potential while also buffing Hunter munitions as well. Then it's just the standard damage, multi-shot, viral, and crit stats. The open slot is Vigilante armaments, and if you have 90% elemental mods, those are also a good choice. So this build is actually a situation where a Unicorn Riven will help a lot. I'm using Vigilante armaments to maximize Hunter munitions, so you need to save a mod slot to still use it. Of course I rolled an absurd cold, damage, and crit damage Riven off of 2 rolls. Like I said with the Mitre in the last video, these weapons really want a Warframe synergy, and honestly the Dread needs one to really make the gameplay more straightforward. The first frame and the model for the weapon was Excalibur Umbra. Obviously he's the king of the triple Umbra tank, so that means you get access to Arcane Avenger. I'm also using Breach Surge because of the issues he has with transference, but it does a great job of clearing enemies not hit by the actual shot. And the second frame was Hydroid Prime. Of course we're still a month away from the Hydroid rework, so here's my janky redo of his kit. And guess what, I just made him a max range Coil Horizon build to pull enemies onto Corroding Barrage, so I can clear them all out with one shot from the Incarnon. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the Dread Incarnon in the comments. As always, thanks for liking and subscribing, and come say hi when I'm streaming.